Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. We just interrogated the puppet, and now what's up next? Sweetie! You have to believe me! I don't go anywhere near the crime scene! So then where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly! He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered! I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means? It means the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility! Well done, Nick! However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to do when I grew up. Magician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Just take me back to the go with the whip. I spoke too soon. I didn't really mean it. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Yes, very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why does she just call him a pitiful clown? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. That was glanced over the aborted race and the black man's Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking in autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke would best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh yeah, maybe this joke is good. It's okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, how about this one? Have you met my proctologist, Mr. Seaworth Butt? How was that one? But a couple of clowns are often no good. It's not a big trouble of it. Your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder. Correct? Yes it is. Very well. Mr. Curls, will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A priest and a Rastafarian walks into this plaza without the humor, please. Okay. Aw, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. I kinda like him like that. Tell us what you witnessed. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh in 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm absolutely almost useless. But I keep trying. I've only tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone! What do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick with the facts of this case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you! Thank you! I can't wait! Poor Gumshoe. That poor idiot. Now that is settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can! I'll talk for as long as you want! Here's what I witnessed, seriously. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how you say it, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be the presence of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright. Your Honor? I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon this court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. I mean, sometimes I say them to myself, but whatever. The night of the murder, after the practice was over, I went straight back to my room. I don't think I need to interrogate this one a little. I'll try this one. You say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See? That's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock! That's something a clown can riff off of! Let's pretend 8 o'clock! That was a great joke! Let's not. Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't take a clown out of clowning around! Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped! Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You're so boring. I don't want to get a penalty with this guy. If I press him on something like this, I'm going to get hit. Let's go over that. I mean, I'll come back. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. Yeah, I'm not gonna press that. I'm just leaving that on the floor. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. This is important. You just happened to glance out of the window. You could say that. You could just say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeball. Mr. Curls! Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Nope, this is important. I remember something different. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out the windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday... Once I tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of the window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Yeah, that's not something you forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well. Mr. Curls, please provide your testimony. This should start turning the tables in our favor. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. What was that sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say... Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Oh, Dad, you know I was gonna make a joke! I guess it sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You want to look into the you look at the window and you saw... That was when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far were they? Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they were 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. It was snowing that night, so it cut down the visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. Really? You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away? That's right. I'd been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Ms. von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Oh, lawyers nowadays. Do you even need to go to school anymore to be one? Oh, right. Everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness! Get back on track! Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head! What? You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head? Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy this completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found in the murder scene, right? No. You did say you saw the entire thing, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo! Did you or did you not see the crime of the murder committed that night? Objection! I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Wasn't that a bit melodramatic? That's half of my health. So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Okay. Let me just take a look at what I have. Do I have clear basis to believe that he did not see the crime? Let's see. It was snowing, poor visibility, and not only that, but he didn't actually see the murder weapon. He was clonked over with something, but it sounded like it was like someone got clonked. But for what? Of course I have a basis to believe that. That's half of my health. I need to think this carefully. Do I have a basis to that? Well, he can't see the murder. He didn't see the murder weapon. And yes, I do. Of course I do. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you'll be telling us all that great reason? Of course I will. The reason is the witness' very own testimony. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump and someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clocked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way he could have seen Max clonk anyone. Yes, 1922, the crack clown unit is the clown. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns probably escaped the maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court? No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup and find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog? Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma! Tampering with that witnesses again! So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep, he was on a permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Curls! Your Honor, you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes! Exactly! The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well. Please testify the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you into the holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. You about the silhouette. I saw it a bit far away, but that shadow could only belong to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, the black cloak, and they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was in the scene of the crime. You took your time realizing that, didn't you? Whatever, this should be enough, right? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to keep believing that. Alright, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination. What was that last bit about fluttering in the wind? I was a bit far away, but that shadow could only belong to Max. Now I don't have to hold back. Don't you think that you're going a little overboard on how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that. It doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Again with the symbols. Trillo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. You sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. His silk hat, the black cloak, they were all there. Pardon me, what? You sure that was what you saw that night? Exactly what I saw. Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? But that's not all I saw. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. You're able to see this kind of detail from your window? There was a light near the scene of the crime. Was anyone with decent eyesight could have been able to see that much. Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye. Our records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. Yeah, this part. So you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding? That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. They claim it was a blunt object. At least it says so in the autopsy report. With Triller's testimony and now Moe's, it really seems like Max was the killer. Nick, you've got to find a contradiction in this. It's not going to be enough. What? I have to prove that Moe saw someone other than Max that night. The only thing that will help. I've got to do it. I got to get something. Far away. Symbols. Silk hat, black cloak. Silk hat. Where's the third one? You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. Silk hat and the cloak, right? No. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yes, everyone get ready! All together now! Silk hat! Cloak! White roses! What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? I love pie! Tasty! Silence, fool! You want to respond to the whole truth, not fractions! Order! Order! Mo! You didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there wasn't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It was obviously too dark to see that kind of detail. Hold on. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. The roses must have fallen off the defendant and assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He's just toying with the court. I got her on the ropes now. Whenever there's a nugget of truth, I've always seemed to peek out at me. Then run away. Someone is toying with this court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Triller's testimony? There's no way I could have mistaken someone wearing these 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with those crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece get-up? Triller saw them all. He saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims that there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this... Judge, forget the roses! Think about his other testimony! His witnesses stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica! Nothing else matters! Let's wrap this case up now! Ugh. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but there should still be doubt lingering in your mind. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, this witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there is no contradictions in the next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Tell us more about the silhouette, Max. There's no doubt in my mind. There was no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing the entire time he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Just one chance? I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me that there's a contradiction with Mr. Curl's statement, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I've only got a single shot at this. Gotta be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. I've only got one shot at this. Let's make it count. There's no doubt in my mind that there were no white roses on that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on scene. Wait a second. Wait a second! This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it! That's the hat he was wearing that night! No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there something sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma? Where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means... The silk hat fell off the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time of the scene. No! That's not true! Order! 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 Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor! What is the meaning of all this? Are you old enough to know better than to behave like this in court? Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. What is not right here is your eyesight and your memory amongst all other things. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. I mean, seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me doesn't mean you belong there. No matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing his dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene. What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went? Oh, what do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Objection! Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. Objection! The witness' testimony is full of holes. Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? It's as obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expect you to say. Sure that's how it happened? I'm not sure I know exactly what you're going on with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as how the criminal left the scene? Well, for one, if you look at this, objection. Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They weren't there. So Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, the witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all the witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. The clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came into court with. What a second! Oh, you guys can't ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you said more than enough for today. Yeah, that didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyway. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you provided up till now has been false. It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on a bit of the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Again. Order! Order! I will have order! Franziska von Karma, how could you? Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you saw. Say you saw. You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Please tell us the truth, Mo. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows! Everything that I've said up till now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and the Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw... That's the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew! Jumped right up and flew right through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there was no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Oh. Well, that was... how do I put this into words? Maximilian Galactica has a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Why don't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? Did this seriously just happen? There's no other way to explain this, though. This is the tricky part. There's no other real way to explain what happened. How do you put this into words? Because this is the way it happened, but his eyes aren't playing tricks, and this is all a dream, right? He's telling the truth. What he just said was so strange, I don't think he would have made it up. Which means that he's telling the truth? That's what I think. Nick, wait! That means Max actually used magic! Yikes, you're right. Ah! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a fool's dream. Don't be ridiculous! Magic does not exist! I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. But I just can't wrap my head around how it could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I got the feeling that this case is in a dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceeding at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints on the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason beyond these mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is now in recess. What? Hey, sweeties! What in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say a criminal flew off in the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I don't know. I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortlessly when you were on the stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow. You just told me the secret to your magic. No! I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule! I'm sorry, Max. I'm sorry you had to break the Magician's Creed to keep the magic trick secret. Nick! What do we do now? All we can do is hope we can get the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. Okay. So Max wasn't the one flying around. That's good to know. Then who was the one... Ah, this is... Oh, goodness. Yeah, this case doesn't get any easier, does it? Alright then. This is Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All, and I'll see you next time. See you next time.